While you listen to this video, I want you to remember this, my friends. The most horrifying truths are often those that stare us in the face, hidden in plain sight. Well, my dear listeners, it's time for me to unveil my sinister blueprint for societal manipulation. It's a 7-step master plan so dark, even the shadows would be envious. Now, since my plan is completely awful and an absolute dumpster fire that's gonna send the world into chaos, I figured why not play local Chicago news the whole time, so you get a real good idea about what it's gonna look like. Oh, come on, even I'm not that bad. I'll keep it more lighthearted with something like the Purge, just so you get a general idea of where all this is headed. I want you to pay close attention, for we're about to stumble headfirst into my dark mind. I present to you my step-by-step plan and my art of dismantling a society, just one thread at a time. Step 1, the delightful art of creating a boogeyman. You see, my devious plan begins with the manufacturing of enemies. Whether real or mere phantoms, it doesn't matter, not in the slightest. I'll present them to you, my unsuspecting audience, as an existential threat that lurks around every corner, ready to pounce on you and your kids at any moment. And I want you to pay close attention to the wicked twist. I'll craft narratives so twisted and terrifying that these boogeymen will be seen as nothing short of total monsters. I'll whip up fear like a master chef in the darkest kitchens. Everything from economic downturns to societal decay, you name it, they will be blamed for it. Oh, the masses, that's you all listening right now, will live in a perpetual state of fear. You'll look at me as your only savior, your protector from these, well, we'll just call them manufactured terrors. Now here's the best part, my friends. These boogeymen will change at my whimsical fancy, keeping you in a state of perpetual anxiety. When you think one threat's gone, I'll conjure another from the depths of my twisted little imagination. Fear, my dear listeners, is indeed a powerful motivator, and I'll swing it all around the room like a crazy person with a double-edged sword. Just for historical reference, do you remember the Y2K scare? The world trembled at the mere thought of computers going rogue and causing chaos when the new millennium arrived. It was a masterclass in fear and manipulation, with the masses preparing for the worst. But wait, there's more. Do we recall the pig panic sickness back in 2009, where the media frenzy turned a relatively mild pig thing into a global panic, people rushing to get potions and get potionated? Fear was the currency of the day. That's right, fear, ladies and gentlemen. Fear is my dark puppeteer strings, and I will pull them while I point my finger and laugh at you. Now, part 2 is fairly straightforward if you're a dark, twisted person like me. Transparent deception. It's the art of lying so boldly that it becomes truth. I'll feed the masses, now that's you, a steady diet of falsehoods, wrapping them in a web of lies so intricate that you'll be unable to discern fact from fiction. I'll redefine reality itself into whatever I say it is. I'll gaslight you until you question your own sanity, making the masses, and again that's you, doubt the evidence right before your very eyes. The more blatant the lie, the more likely you are to believe it. I'll create a post-truth world where my word is law, and my version of reality, it's unquestionable. I am strong, intelligent, top of my class, Ivy League educated, articulate young man, and you will believe that because there's no other truth to be whispered. I also look great in swim trunks when I'm at the beach. Now, part 3 is good. You're gonna like this part. It's time to discuss the delightful concept of unequal resource allocation. I'll control the distribution of wealth and all resources, ensuring that those who pledge allegiance to me receive the lion's share. Now, just to be clear, when I say lion's share, I'm talking about money. They're gonna receive a lot of money, more than you could ever count in a lifetime. The rest, well, they'll scrape by. Their suffering serving as a stark warning to anyone considering dissent against me. I'll create a society where the rich become obscenely richer, flaunting their ridiculous wealth in the faces of the struggling masses.
First one of the night.
That's you. Meanwhile, I'll convince those at the bottom again that it's their own fault for not working hard enough. It's a vicious cycle, my friends, where my friends, that's Team Elite, thrive, and the rest fight over crumbs. The best part is, you'll be too busy trying to scrape by that you won't even realize that I'm the one doing it right in front of you. Selective resource allocation. That's my personal playground of malevolence. Now, in this delightful act, I'll seize the reins of the education and healthcare system and the very essentials of life itself. But, my dear listeners, there's a dark twist to this tale, as you can imagine. I'll wield my power with finesse, ensuring that those who dance to my tune will enjoy the sweet fruits of privilege. They'll revel in the finest education, They'll bask in top-tier healthcare, and they'll have their basic needs met without a second thought. It's a grand spectacle, where loyalty is the currency. Now, of course, those who dare to dissent, those who question my malevolent regime, they will be cast into the abyss. The underprivileged, the talented, the visionaries among them will find their potentials suffocated, their dreams crushed beneath the boot of conformity. Meritocracy, you say? Oh, no. I'll flip the script and I'll celebrate mediocrity. Those who mindlessly pledge allegiance to my dark design will be hailed as geniuses, while the truly gifted will languish in obscurity. So what you need to do is prepare for a world where the brilliance is stifled, the mundane reigns supreme. It's a masterstroke of injustice, where I control not just the resources, but the destiny of a society, leaving brilliance to wither and die. Now, Part 5 is reserved for the lowest of manipulation. I'm talking low-down, dirty scoundrel level. That's me, so you know I'm gonna use it. If you guessed identity politics, you guessed right. It's a symphony of division that I will compose. I want you to picture this, a world where I magnify differences rooted in race, religion, culture. I'll stoke those smoldering embers of discord into roaring flames of hatred, all while I pull the strings from the shadows, of course. You will all dance to my tune, my unwitting puppets. I'll make all of you believe that your very identities are under siege, that your heritage and beliefs are in peril. Oh, the drama and the absolute spectacle of it all. But here's the real twist, my friends. I'm gonna dangle false champions before your eyes. Champions who claim to defend your precious interests. You'll be so consumed by your righteous fury, so blinded by your need for saviors, that you won't see that the puppet master behind the curtain is me, and that I'm enjoying making you dance. Then, while you all clash and bicker, I'll be counting my spoils, for a society divided is a society conquered, and also a gigantic cash register of epic piggy bank legendary status. I'm gonna make billions and swim in a sea of cold hard cash. Unity will be shattered, strength squandered, all in the name of your deeply held beliefs. It's a diabolical masterpiece where I orchestrate the chaos and thrive on the discord. And by the way, when I say thrive, it means I'm gonna just make a shit ton of cash. Now, part 6 of my play-by-play for taking over the world is external threats. It's an age-old trick in my arsenal. I want you to picture this, my dear audience. I'll craft conflicts like an artist painting a dark masterpiece. I'll manufacture tensions with neighboring nations or groups, maybe even stir up the pot of a proxy war if it suits my needs and interests. In the end, it doesn't matter who takes the blame. It's all about the grand illusion, where anyone and everyone becomes a villain, poised to invade. Now, the fear of an impending war, my friends, is a potent elixir. It'll be a rallying cry, the unifying force. Little will you know, it's all smoke and mirrors, and I'll be the puppeteer continuing to pull your strings. Now here's where it gets truly delicious, for me, not for you. By delicious, I mean I'm going to continue making a shit ton of money. I'll invest in the military-industrial complex, where war will become a lucrative business, for me and my friends. And the amount of money I'm going to make is almost comical. I'll ensure that the drums of war beat in harmony with my overflowing pockets, reaping profits that would make even the greediest tycoon completely jealous of me. It's a completely twisted game where I profit at the altar of everyone's collective suffering, all while they believe they're fighting for honor and righteousness. The absurdity of it all, my friends. The world will be my stage, and the masses, that's you, will be mere pawns in my dark and cynical production. Now, part 7 in my final move in my playbook to a living toilet otherwise known as hell, suppression of dissent, my devious masterpiece. I want you to imagine this. I will crush any form of opposition under an iron boot heel of my authority. I'll wield propaganda like a weapon, twisting narratives until they serve my agenda. Censorship will be my trusted ally, silencing voices that dare defy me. And oh yeah, let's not forget surveillance, a shit ton of surveillance. I'll have eyes and ears everywhere, infiltrating every corner of the digital world to hunt down dissenting voices. Now I'll make examples of those who dare to speak out, making their fate so wretched, so awful, and so turd-like that others will shake and throw open their mouth a little in the fear of the mention of my name. Dissent will become a relic of the past as I continue to tighten my wrinkled grip on the throats of those who oppose me. Now the best part, for my friends, not you, I'll use the marvel of technology, the very platforms the plebs thought would set them free, to track and monitor and silence any whisper of dissent. Social media, a double-edged sword, will become my tool of control, where algorithms that I don't understand will identify and flag those who question my authority. The plebs will police each other, my obedient little underlings, reporting anyone who dare challenge my reign. Total control. It's the name of the game. So, my dear listening plebs, there you have it. The blueprint for societal manipulation. A symphony of darkness orchestrated by yours truly. And who knows, maybe soon, if my plan works, my voice and opinions will be the only ones you ever get to hear. Remember, my friends, the most terrifying truths are often those that stare us in the face, hidden in plain sight. Sleep well, if you can.